However, we'll prove
Does
it
he
wrong.
have a
We'll
used
bring
truck
it to
lot?
them.
It's very,
There's your room, by
the
the way.
chair is leaning a little bit. I might wanna get another chair. The legs are.
No, he's moving through.
All right,
I know
gentlemen,
he's still.
we're now moving to item number 12 on our budget. Number 12 on our agenda. I don't have it in here. Earlier, when we met before, at our last meeting, we talked about our budget, and make sure we included a raise for our director of operations, because he conveniently left his off. So, the figure, I've got the tab here, 4.832108, what I'm looking at, in the budget.
Where are you reading it? I'm sorry.
I was, well, in this stack of papers, at the bottom.
Okay, I'm
Our
sorry.
budget,
2.
4.832.108, that page right there.
And what's the differences between these two? Just want to clarify
What we
that.
talked about before was the page before it,
Okay,
4.832074.
okay,
That did not include a raise for, a
Okay.
salary adjustment for Terry.
all right, and that's the only difference between
And
the
that's
two?
the only difference between the two bottom lines,
Okay,
is from that,
thank you.
okay? Any further discussion before I ask for approval of one of these two? The one,
Just to clarify, this
Okay.
is just the general budget,
this is,
not the pay amounts?
well, this other budget would include, each of the pay amounts. The 4.832108.
Okay, so by approving the budget, you're also approving the pay raises, is what you're saying?
You would, yes. And that would be, across the board, 3% for our 3 employees.
So are we looking at which one we're gonna approve right now?
Yes, we need to take action to approve our budget.
Okay.
Okay.
I like our overall budget, and I don't think it's been brought up tonight. But if I understand correctly, Terry, correct me if I'm saying it's wrong, this is the first time that we're raising the pay of the firefighters, and it's gonna go from captain at 13 to captain at 15, provided you have your certain hours of certification, blah, blah, blah. But, I didn't see you raise your hand.
No, I scratched, go ahead.
I know, I just saw something on the corner of my eye.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry.
He was calling pitches.
No, go ahead.
I'm glad that, I feel like this board's tried very hard to address real issues from the word go. And one of them was that these men and women had never had a pay raise, and so now they have, as I understand, it's not carte blanche, you don't just go straight to 15, but you have the opportunity to get there. And, I'm very encouraged with that. I think Terry should get a raise. I think Terry
He's never
probably
had one.
is underpaid. I don't think Denica should get a raise because she's making $23 an hour right now. And that's just whack. But, the overall budget is great. I'm really pleased with the overall budget.
Any other discussion we need?
Well, I have a business and I've got 2 admin, actually 3 admin assistants.
Okay.
None of them make you that much money and all have very similar roles. They make payroll, they assist in bookkeeping, they handle the in and out phone calls, dispatching, in between offices, in between the 6 different crews, ops managers, the whole 9 yards. Not one of them makes over, I would say, highest paid probably makes about 35, 36. Went to school for bookkeeping and worked in an accountant's office for several years. I did have a CFO at one point. They made, $45,000. But that, I mean, it's a very generous pay, what we're paying right now. And, I just think that to pay any more than that just wouldn't be fair to market values, wouldn't be fair to what the going rate is. It wouldn't be competitive at all. Also, on the IT, he's done a fantastic job, but he also did just get started. He was offered a good salary to begin. I'd like to revisit his pay raise at a later date, but I totally agree with Chief of Operations getting pay raise even more than what we're discussing.
There's no way I couldn't have somebody run 11 car lots for me and get away with paying them $71,000, but there's no way I'm gonna pay an office person more than about $35,000. My question to you, Randy, is have you found any government pay scales that get even close to that for somebody without a college degree?
I think, as a board, we can say you can vote 3% across the board. We could say we put in a pool money, salaries, that can be allotted maybe, if you don't like 3% across the board, salaries that I guess we put the money aside now, but, review for later. If you wanna come back and say mid-year, like January, revisit the other two. You know, but the money is set aside now.
So go with.
I mean, there's several ways
Go
to do that.
Go with 12-2, but I'm just getting my arms around this. Joe, if we went with 12-2, you're saying possibly we could give Terry a raise and hold off on the other two and hold it and revisit it in 6 months? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I'm just saying possibilities.
Okay.
It allows us to pass the budget and still leaves the option available for us to.
Yeah, so the money's sitting in there.
Right.
It'll be designated later to that. Because if we don't pass it tonight, then there's no more money until the next fiscal year.
I can,
What
do
about
we need to
this?
make, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know?
What if we took the two pay raises that were gonna go to Larry and Dina, 3%, add those and just rolled it all into Terry's?
I think, no, I think the best would be 3% for Terry.
Okay.
And if we don't go for 3% across the board. It's, you know, a lot of times in the private sector, you get it based on merit. Public sector, you don't, it's not based individually, it's they give you an across the board increase in the public sector, in my experience. You know, so if I work harder than Leroy over here, we all get the same raise.
What you doing?
That's kind of the difference between a private sector employee versus a public sector employee.
Fair enough,
Jesus,
Pearson.
sorry.
I'm okay with doing the option you gave of go ahead and improving the budget at its current amount so we can have our budget that we can operate within, and then revisiting additional pay raises for our director of IT and our admin assistant at a later date. I don't know if we need to make an amendment to
No,
that.
we've got the dollar amount here.
Okay, so I propose we pass the budget in that fashion.
Are we looking at, what, 6 months?
January?
January, okay,
January.
that's fine.
That's 3 months into our
That's
year.
fine. I have no problem with that. I just want to know what we're looking at.
Okay.
But Terry would go ahead and get it, a 3% raise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But that's our motion. That's the motion you made.
That's what I'm, personally, I'm, for the 3% across the board, but to move this forward,
Well,
I'll go along with the
I
motion.
mean, I like the 3% across the board, but as far as unity of the board, consensus of the board,
I don't.
you know, I'm agreeable, but I do think we have some hard-working employees and do a fantastic
I
job.
don't think any of us are in disagreement
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Okay, so the motion is made, Mr. Thiessen. So the budget, 4.832108. Which starts out with Terry of 3% across the board right now. and come back in January, we'll revisit the other two employees. Okay. All right, we discussed. So all in favor, do I hear a second for Mr. Teese's motion? All right, Mr. Perryman seconds it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.